Hey, Kadra Joe Gore here for apophatic fooding. Apophatic, an unusual Greek word that talks about what God is not. So we talk about cosmopolitan issues, big subjects, and look at them from perspectives of what they're not used to looking at them for. Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, a guy named Voltaire, Katie Bryan, everybody's got interesting points that we could all benefit from, all while we're cooking great stuff on apophaticfooding.com. Hey, Joe here for Apophatic Fooding, just outside of Hotlanta, Georgia. And we got the apophatic and the fooding. Apophatic, a word, a Greek word, kind of talks about what God is not. We don't talk about God, hardly at all, or not directly. Fooding, the love of food. At least that's the way I interpret it. The feeling for the love of food. Quite nice. So what we did on a previous show was built one of my staple foods, brown rice and vegetables. And I mentioned that I could eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Not that I do or would every day, but I can and will. So what we do is we take this brown rice and tofu. No, I left the tofu out this time, and add it to a more traditional type breakfast, an egg or two, depending on your appetite. You know, these little, or even not the little, I have a set of three cast iron stoves, pet pots. I have one cast iron stove. But too warm to be using that guy. Okay, so we wind up putting a little olive oil in. Doesn't have to be virgin for this kind of cooking. And we'll grab an egg. And again, you got a big appetite. Don't hesitate putting two or more in. Big one, Big Daddy here. You know, I was talking about these cast irons. I always thought like, oh, so old-fashioned. Like, how can they compete with stainless steel, Teflon, which you definitely don't want, and some of the other slip-free, stick-free, either coatings or materials. This is the best. Let me tell you, nothing sticks to a well-cured cast iron pan. So we got that. Now, here's what you do, in my humble opinion, or my experience. Get some of that rice in there. Now, this really takes your breakfast up a notch in weight, keep you going through lunch, and healthy aspects of it. You know, you decide how much, or if you want it on the side is not a bad idea. Normally it comes out of the refrigerator from last night's meal. And you want it on scrambled eggs, you want it in an omelet, it works everywhere. You just kind of have it the way you want it. The egg, the incredible edible egg, was the advertising campaign a few years ago, and all the value and the proteins, et cetera, and they're inexpensive, ballpark a dime each. But now, very common is the chickens that are fed better, no low antibiotics, and they even feed them grains that up their nutritional value, and it's all on the cartons. Go read about it. Yeah, they're double the cost of a regular egg or non. I want to call them organic eggs, and not necessarily, because you can get organic eggs that yet double that price. I find that unnecessary. You're talking about free-range chicken eggs. Well, what I understand and read, there's no need for that. That's the law that says you can call an egg from a free-range chicken means you could have a coop of 1,000, 10,000 chickens like you see, and if you put a little 1 or 2 square foot hole in it that lets some of them out into the field, they're legally selling them all. Whether those chickens chose to go out or could even find their way to the exit is debatable. But so free-range chickens is a waste of money by my standards. But the new eggs that are antibiotic free. A couple of manufacturers make them. They're wonderful. They're worth the money, etc. And sometimes you ask, white eggs or brown eggs? No difference, except one's white and one's brown. Just like people, the skin color doesn't make an iota of a difference of what's on the inside. Eggs, people, people, eggs. Not hard to understand. All right, looking good. I like mine so that they're soft and preferably not firm, but I don't want the white smushy. Ow! Hey, fire, hot, caveman, no. That helps cook the top quicker than not. And again, has no cost for doing it that way. What do we got? We could use this plate, which is nice and hot. The whole idea of apophatic fooding is not to give you a recipe for things. It's to kind of show you a path. Just like you shouldn't have been given a recipe for living. Going to school and telling you, this is good, that's no good. You'll become an engineer, you'll become this, and you become... Hello? Leave me alone. Let me decide. I don't need your rules. There's a very famous, whether it's famous or not, I like it. I stumbled across it. During the baptism of children, it's almost like a poem. And it says, the line that sticks with me, it's much longer, says, they're your children. They come through you, but you don't own them. Like, whoa, you don't own your kids? Absolutely not. You don't own your kids. But you are responsible for giving them some health, some wealth, and direction. But the difference than owning and telling them, you're going to become a lawyer, you're going to Yale, you're going to become president. I wonder if his mom told him that. Anyway, looking good. So now, that's one thing about cast iron. As good as it is, it gets hot. The handles are hard, especially on the little pot. There's no distance or separation between the egg and what's in the pan and that handle. Boy, wasn't that a hard problem to solve. Again, salt. One of the few places I'd put salt on was eggs, and I don't even bother anymore. Cumin. Now there's another little secret. Quietly, extremely healthy, antibiotics, anti-disease. Put this stuff in your belly a little bit. I thought it would have a hard taste, from maybe little experience I go from an Indian restaurant or something. Can't hardly taste it and get all the benefits of the food, etc. So, let's see, I got followed onto the plate. Look at this. Not only is it beautiful. And then, did I say I was a kale nut? Yes. I can probably put it on most everything except ice cream. But then the 2 times a year that I eat ice cream is missing much. These are just wonderful accoutrements you add on. They're wonderful roughage. Your belly says, Yahoo! He's eating kale! Yahoo! I hope it's not so hot that it burns my little tender lips. And in my yelling about kale, I neglected to do my thanks for the food. Thank you. Well, we're conscious of the forces and the people it took to get this food in front of us. We're thankful and deserving. And a lot of people, Grace, say they're humbled, they're not deserving. Oh, hello, we're deserving. We work for it. Wonderful. So That's a nice, quick breakfast that'll hold you through most lunches. It's a great lunch if you work from home. Anyway, so you enjoy. Catch up with me on the other shows with Apophatic Fooding at apophaticfooding.com. See ya.